Evening, everyone. How are you doing? Let me know in the chat. How are you doing? It is February 15 and it is 6:43 p.m. here in San Antonio. And today I will speak a little bit about how you can be a salesperson in your business for the time where you can't really afford one quite yet. A few days ago, I posted a question asking, what do you think is most important when you start a business? Is it a website? Is it a social media account? Or is it something else? And to my surprise, most people answered that it is something else. And when I looked at what they put in the custom comments, it sounded like they were looking for a person who would help them drive business to their new enterprise. And that makes a lot of sense. But what happens at the beginning where you don't have the money to hire a salesperson? And that is the topic of tonight. How can you be your own salesperson even if you don't want to be it and if you don't feel like you are very skilled at it? Well, let me start by telling you that unfortunately you don't really have a choice. Starting a business means that you have decided to fulfill several roles that enable your business to generate income. Now, when you start the business, you primarily think about performing the task that is the main income generating activity. But there are, however, a lot of different parts to making the business complete. There's bookkeeping, there's writing contracts, there's customer support, and then there's marketing, and then there's closing. But marketing really is one of the most essential things, because if you don't have leads in the pipeline, then you can't render services and you can't be paid for your services. So it needs to start with a mindset change where you need to get this blockage out of your mind where you think that it is problematic to ask for money. That is really something that you need to get out of your mind, because you are not asking for money. You are just asking to be compensated in return for a service rendered or a product sold. And that is the most normal thing in the world. Place yourself in the different perspective. You would probably never doubt or question someone for asking to be compensated if they offered or performed a service to you. If you go to the grocery store and buy something, you have to pay for it. If you go and see a doctor, you have to pay for your visit. It's the most normal thing in the world. And now you are in the situation where you are entitled to receive compensation for the services rendered. And there is nothing wrong with asking for your value to be paid. That is the most normal thing in the world. So you just started your business, and now you need to be comfortable to tell your network, to tell your friends and relatives that you are in business. It is important to let them know that if they need something or they know someone who needs you, that they provide a referral to you, or that they seek you to help perform the service that you offer. Later in the business, once you get more established, you will see that it is best to stay away from having close friends and relatives as being your customers. But at the beginning, you have to do what it takes. You need people to write a good review for you. You need people to record testimonials of, and you just have to do whatever it takes to get started and to get the word out. Do you need a website? Do you need a social media profile? I would say you don't necessarily need it. It helps, but pick one online presence that you are comfortable with. Don't overthink it and put out your information. People are very smart. If they really want to know what you're about, they will go and look at your website, even if it's not perfect. They will even go to your Facebook business page that can act as your website in the beginning and find out how to contact you and find out what you have to offer. They will even go to an image that you might have posted on your Instagram or on your Pinterest. People are not stupid. They often act stupid when they don't really want to be giving you money. But the point is, when they do want and they're truly interested, then they will overcome the relatively short, small hurdles to get with you and purchase from you or get your service. So important, don't overthink it. It's okay to have a single online presence and put out there what you have to offer. It's just that easy. Later down the road, yes, you have to start thinking about fine-tuning your website. You have to start thinking about having having just a few, or having no barrier at all between someone finding you and deciding to reach out to you. But all of that optimization at the beginning is not necessary for you to be in business. So it's really interesting that, I run an online marketing agency with a focus on healthcare, but most of the leads come from referrals, come from existing clients that are happy with the services we have rendered and that now send more business our way. So how do you achieve that? Well, it's really very easy. Don't be a dick in business, right? Have rates that are normal, that are not too high, also not too low. You want to respect everyone, including yourself. And then here, very important, do what you promised to do. Simple. And do it by the deadline you promised to do it. Okay? That here, I have just given you a recipe for success. It's very easy. Do what you promised to do and do it by the date you promised to do it. If you manage in 95% of the cases to make that happen, then all is good. Obviously, it helps if you establish a strong presence on a social media platform of choice, maybe one that you enjoy. I have recently really started liking LinkedIn, and I decided every Sunday 8:30 Central Time, I will help folks fine-tune their LinkedIn profile. So if that is something you're interested in, you can use the link that is blended in here at the bottom and sign up for that. A word about a word about in-person networking. It is really largely underestimated how powerful in-person networking can be. Depending on who your target audience is very effective. Okay, I'm not talking about Generation Z and younger, because those folks very often prefer networking online, and that's a whole topic on its own. But luckily, still, very often CEOs, upper level management, company owners, decision makers, people who are invested in public policy, so on and so forth, they belong to an age range of people who actually enjoy meeting each other in person. And they like being able to read the body language, and they like being able to talk with you in person, face to face. So there is still a huge value in doing that. So what you want to do is pick an organization, a club, or a chamber of commerce in your area and start attending their meetings. Don't forget that people purchase from you, especially if you are in an industry where you are basically a commodity, like, for example, realtors or financial advisors, or let's see, who else, like people who sell life insurance are also financial advisors in a way, life insurance agents. There are so many of you, but what you can do is you can distinguish yourself by giving time to build up trust between you and your community. People buy from you because they can relate to you and they trust you, especially when it comes to something that is commoditized and where there is so much choice to go with. Trust, however, by definition, has a component of duration in it, right? So that means that when you start networking locally in person, you start attending your chamber of commerce of choice, what you want to do is actually become an active member that attends events regularly. It doesn't matter if you are shy and you have a hard time talking to people, that's fine. Just show up. Very often they have bi-weekly or monthly events. Just start showing your face so that your face becomes familiar in the community. And that familiarity will build up trust. Don't be the person that you meet for the first time, and before you can have a chat, you already push your business cards into their hands and you try to sell something to them. That's just so unnatural, and nobody wants that. You wouldn't do that if you met someone in person, a new friend, or just outside of that professional setting. You would be way more relaxed and way more natural, and you would give each other a chance to build up a relationship, get to know each other, right? So just by showing up regularly, showing your face, showing your beautiful smile, you establish that trust. You don't have to say a word. The question, what do you do, naturally comes up. I'm a realtor, I focus on this area. That's it. Okay, so now you keep attending the events And then the day will come when a chamber member or a member of your networking group needs a realtor. And if you have built up a relationship based on trust and likability and relatability, guess what will happen? They will reach out to you. Okay. So that is what I wanted largely to say. Let's see if there are any questions here. I don't see anything. But once you get to a level, I will say, where you generate a certain amount of income and you need to take your business to the next level, it's very important to think about what it means to not work in your business, but work on your business, right? And when it comes to the point where you need to work on your business, then maybe it is time for you to hire a sales rep and not do the marketing yourself anymore. Okay. But if you're not there yet, you gotta do it yourself. There's no one else who will do it for you. And again, by choosing to be in business, you choose all of that, right? Not just one thing, not just doing the thing, okay? If you like baking, it's not just baking the pastries. It's all of it. It's finding customers for it. It's dealing with the regulations. It's the delivery. It's the customer service. It's all of it. That is very important to know. I think I'll wrap this up now. If there are no other questions, comments, or concerns, again, you have the link here blended in. That is leading to a workshop where we will talk about optimizing a LinkedIn profile. I will say that the information that will be provided, that's going to be this Sunday at 8:30 Central Time PM. That is evergreen information that really can be applied to any profile online, right? It's kind of always the same. Is you want to think about your positioning statement, you want to think about what is the first impression, what is really your main goal, what is your call to action, and all of that good stuff. Okay, so that is something we will do on Sunday. I also create a lot of content. I really enjoy doing it, and I've really stepped up my game on LinkedIn. So if you are always in trouble of finding ideas or inspiration for content, just drop me a direct message wherever this is, on whichever platform you are right now. And I'll add you to a mailing list that I send out daily, which will contain a daily prompt. So you can take that idea and write a post or record a short video and then post it. It's very powerful. And it's basically you're going to turn your social media presence into your salesperson, right? That's really something that everybody wants to achieve, I believe. All right, if there's nothing else, I hope this has been helpful to you. And let me know if there are any questions. I will most certainly come back to the recorded video here in the comments and react to you and also follow you. Look at what you have to say and what you're doing online. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.